Well, good afternoon on the East Coast. For some of you, it's 2 o'clock. And good morning to the rest of you. My name is Anthony Cirillo. Welcome to day 3 of our free programming from SageStream, the Senior Entertainment and Education Network that I created with students from Northeastern University starting late October. Still in our very much our infancy. We hope you've been enjoying the program so far. We had John Michelizzi, wonderful vocalist, on Monday, and Lisa Priebe did a fitness program. They've already had hundreds of views on the replays, and so go back and look at them, use them with your residents, and most important for us here at SageStream, there's time at the end when I come back on, and there's some QR codes for our upcoming program on Friday for Inez Delgado. But more importantly, there is a QR code for a survey that was developed in conjunction with Second Wind Dreams and Music for Dementia in the United Kingdom. Even if you're watching the replay, please take a picture of those and fill those out, because very much you are helping us in this kind of experiment to do a proof of concept that this works, that we have the talent, that we have the production values. And I think so far it's all been smooth. So keeping our fingers crossed on that. Tomorrow we have Glenn Bassett. He does Tea Time Tunes in the UK. He'll have an interesting story. He's coming from us from the UK live tomorrow. So, one of the questions I got, I was talking to Gloria Hoffner, one of our, you may know her, many of you know her, from Science for Seniors. And we were doing a sound check yesterday, and we were just comparing notes. And she said, some people say, well, when she tells them about SageStream, how's this any better than just putting residents in front of the TV and watching YouTube? And I do have an answer for that. First of all, on any given day, we're coming to you live in some fashion. Maybe not all of our content providers will be live, that some of them might be on tape. So we have an opportunity to do shout outs, to recognize events, things that are happening in your community. The other thing is, when you go on YouTube, a lot of times you're looking for those old videos and those great old iconic artists, and that's great. But we have such an amazing lineup. I mean, today, Andrea Miller has sung with Jarreau. Inez Delgado, the violinist, plays with the London Philharmonic. We have an opera singer who's not even in our lineup, who's played at Red Rocks Amphitheater. We have a husband and wife who's been in theater and acting and music, and have performed all over the world. We just have an amazing group of talent that you probably would not be able to get in your own place on any given day, right? So even if you have entertainment or something once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, you can always count on us every day to have something that's going on. So that's my little spiel for the moment. Today we have two great artists, and the first one is jazz singer Andrea Miller. Now, Andrea was going to be with us live. She had every intention of doing it. She had a family emergency come up. You can relate to this, right? Caregiving situations have called her out of town. So unfortunately, fortunately, she was gracious enough to provide us a concert on video. And I'm also going to play a little bit of an interview that I did with her earlier when we were doing some sound checks a couple months ago. And then after that, Franko Semanko, he was in the recent Bon Appetit contest where he's made it to the top, I think, 5 or 6 chefs. And he happens to be a neighbor, but he's also been in the food business a long time. And he is going to cook up some chicken marsala, and I will be hungry after this. So without further ado, again, any notes, put them in the comments, and from there we'll go and I'll answer them and address them. So I'm just going to reach over. I have to be my own director here and change the scene. What you're going to see in short order is a little bit of an interview with Andrea Miller, our jazz singer. That will go right into her concert, which will go right into Franko's segment, and then I'll come back to wrap it up. So enjoy. Send me a note if you like. I'll be moderating the comments, and I hope you're enjoying, again, these free programming for NAAP during these 2 weeks leading up to the 4th of July. So enjoy. Thanks. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, as I said yesterday when I was on first on your site, I saw a picture of you and Quincy Jones. So tell me, just give me that backstory. That's intriguing enough.
Yeah, it definitely is. I got to attend a recording session that was for a remake of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the Ennio Morricone theme song from the Western. And Herbie Hancock was there, and Quincy Jones
My
was
goodness.
producing, and I got to be a fly on the wall and listen, and then have my picture taken with Quincy.
So
So
awesome.
it was a great session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, you have toured with the late Al Jarreau as well. That's right.
Yeah, I did. I got to tour with him in 15, 16, 2015 and 16, and then we were booked for 2017 domestically and internationally, and then he passed away. So I'm grateful for the memories and the experience that I had
Great
when I
memory.
did have it.
Yep. Great
Yeah.
memories. Well, I'm just going to turn it over.
Joy. This first one is called Moonglow. It must have been moonglow, way up in the blue. It must have been moonglow that led me straight to you. You still hear me sing, do one hold me fast, and I start in praying, oh Lord, please let this last. We seem to flow right through the air. Heavenly songs seem to come from everywhere. And now when there's moon glow, way up in the blue, I'll always remember that moon glow gave me you. It must have been moon glow, way up in the blue. It must have been moon glow that led me straight to you. You still hear me singing, dear won't hold me fast, and I start in praying, oh Lord, please let this last. We seem to flow right through the air. Heavenly songs seem to come from everywhere. And now when there's moon glow, way up in the blue, I'll always remember that moon glow gave me you. That moon glow gave me you. All right, this next song is a beautiful jazz standard and ballad written by the wonderful Hoagie Carmichael, and it's a wonderful arrangement was done, which is based off of with the Nelson Riddle Orchestra. So this is Skylark. Skylark, have you anything to say to me? Won't you tell me where my love can be? Is there a meadow in the mist where someone's longing to be kissed? Oh, Skylark, have you seen a valley green with spring? where my heart can go a journeying over the shadows and the rain to a blossom-covered lane. And in your lonely flight, haven't you heard the music in the night? Wonderful music, faint as a will-o'-the-wisp, crazy as a loon, sad as a gypsy, serenading the moon. Oh, skylark, I don't know if you can find these things, but my heart is riding on your wings. So if you see them anywhere, won't you lead me there? Oh, skyline, won't you lead me there? The great Hoagie Carmichael. Next up is one of my favorite jazz swing songs to sing. It is by Irving Berlin, and it's called Blue Skies. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Oh, a bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. I never saw the sun shining so bright, I never saw things going so right, noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, oh my, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Oh, well, I got blue skies and they're smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Well, I got bluebirds and they're singing a song, nothing but bluebirds, baby, all day long. Well, I never saw the sun shining so bright, I never saw things going so right, noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my hair they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies, nothing but blue skies, nothing but blue skies from now on and on and on. Blue skies. And we've come to the point in the program where I'm going to sing one of my favorite songs. It's by the fabulous Thelonious Monk, and it's one of my favorite ballads. It's called Round Midnight. It begins to tell round midnight, round midnight. I do pretty well till after sundown. Suppertime I'm feeling sad, but it really gets bad round midnight. Memories always start round midnight, round midnight. Haven't got the heart to stand those memories when my heart is still with you. And on midnight, midnight knows it too. When some quarrel we had needs mending, well, does it mean that our love is ending? Darling, I need you. Lately I find you're out of my arms, and you're out of my mind. Let our love take wing round midnight, round midnight. Let the angels sing for your returning. Let our love be safe and sound when old midnight comes around. Feeling sad, really, really, really gets bad. Round, 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 round and round and round. Old midnight, midnight. And now, one made famous by Frank Sinatra. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. I fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. 'Cause you're all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. eyes. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, oh baby, 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 hold my hand. In other words, darling, won't you kiss me? Oh, I fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. 'Cause you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, in other words, I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. Oh, baby, won't you fly me? Oh, won't you fly me to the moon? Yeah, 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 yeah. Are the stars out tonight? I don't know if it's cloudy or bright. I only have eyes for you, dear. The moon may be high, but I can't see a thing in the sky, 'cause I only have eyes for you. I don't know if we're in a garden or on a crowded avenue. You are here, so am I. Maybe millions of people go by, but they all disappear from view. And I only have eyes for you. Oh, I don't know if we're in a garden or on a crowded avenue. Oh well, you are here, so am I. Maybe millions of people go by, but they all disappear from view. And I only have eyes This next song is called Our Love Is Here to Stay. It's very clear our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time may go. Oh, but oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. It's time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. Say it's very clear, our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time they go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. It's time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here. Oh, it's here to stay. Our love is here to stay. Our love is here to stay. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found the somebody who could make me be true and could make me be blue and even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some of those I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do for nobody else house gave me that thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Oh, well, it had to be you. Oh, baby, it had to be you. I wandered all around and finally found the somebody who could make me be true and could make me be blue and even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen, I'll never be mean, I'll never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do for nobody else gave me that thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Do-do-do-do-do-do. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh yeah, at last. Oh, the skies above are blue, and my heart's wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you, found a dream that I could speak to. I found a dream to call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to. Oh, through that oh, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine. At last, oh yeah, you are mine.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Franko's Kitchen. I am Franko Semanko. I am thankful to be part of the Sage Stream with Anthony Cirillo and many others for the Senior Education and Entertainment Network. I'm very thankful to be a part of this. As a trained chef, I've worked in the industry for over 25 years, ever since high school. And I have currently treating the homeless and catering to the homeless through various churches and other functions. Now, in saying that, we are thankful to be able to provide, to connect, educate, and celebrate senior living, as well as being able to help in any culinary adventures. So tonight, we are going to be making chicken marsala. It's a wonderful dish. You may have had it. You probably have made it yourself. But tonight, we're going classical in this. So I want to turn my attention to some of the ingredients of what we're going to need this evening. So let's dive in. And as we see, we have some fresh chicken that I'm going to cut up from the chicken breast. About 3 to 4 eggs that we're going to lift and whisk together. We're going to have some flour, and the key to that is adding some granulated garlic to the mix. We have fresh mushrooms that are already pre-cut. Half of an onion. We also have green onions. Now, as for a type of garnish, locally, I've met up with some people from what are called backyard sprouts. These are very nice, organic, spicy salad mix. In addition, we are using granulated garlic. We are also going to use a little bit of Parmesan and garlic. We will also use chicken stock. So, as you see, I've already pre-made the chicken stock. You can also buy that in a can. But most of all, the main ingredient is marsala wine. And that, my friends, can be various on any time. Now, if you see this, I'm not really promoting any brand specifically, but Colombo, it does a good job. It's sweet. It really does a fine texture to absorb into the chicken. And overall, the product comes out very nice. Now, we're going to get started here. So I'm going to try to turn the attention as I can show you to turn it down. And as you see, I have my cutting board and knife. I've already washed the hands. So we're going to get started. As you see the chicken here, I'm basically going to trim off the fat and get rid of that as well. Now, I'm going to cut this in half. Why? You could also butterfly the chicken, or you could easily just take a nice slit and you can make 4 individual breasts, 2 individual breasts each. Okay, that's what I'm doing first. And I'm going to set that already into the mixture of egg. Then secondly, I have the chicken. Again, I'm cutting out and trimming the fat. I'm going to smooth it out a little bit. And I'm going to just slice it just so nicely. Again, you could butterfly it if you like, and you'll see why in a minute. Or you can cut it in half. For this purpose, I'm cutting it in half. Now, the one fun part about all this is that I've already pre-cut the mushrooms, the onions, the green onions. I have the sprouts ready. So we're going to move this back just a tiny bit because we're going to get on the grill here. I have stick of butter. So I don't do much olive oil with this, but I do 1 stick of butter. It could be 4 tablespoons. But I use fresh olive oil and add that to the mix. Now, you're going to see how that turns into play in just a few minutes as I get the chicken, douse it in, and I get it all nice and workable. Meanwhile, that butter and olive oil mixture is mixing up together. Get the chicken, bring over your fresh flour, and my trick is I always add garlic to everything. Okay, that's my secret. Everyone who really knows me knows that I always cook with garlic. So you have the egg mixture, egg wash, put it in the flour, kind of douse it in there, get it in, get that going. Meanwhile, you have this wonderful mixture that's cooking up here. It's getting nice and warm. We're going to add a little bit more olive oil. You want that to get nice and hot. For all intents and purposes, we're using olive oil instead of cooking with canola or other issues because of certain concerns. I like a taste. Olive oil has a great taste. Put that chicken in here, and I'm going to let it cook for at least 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes on each side. Once I'm done, I'm going to add the onions, the chicken stock, marsala. I'm going to add some green onions as well. So, here we go with the second piece. And I'm going to show you a picture of this in just a moment. As you can probably hear, it's sizzling. And that's a wonderful thing. So, one of the things I like about this dish is the flavor. You can't beat it. You can't beat marsala. Now, I've known persons who have allergies to mushrooms. Okay, that's understandable. So, if you do have that type of allergy, you can always substitute mushrooms for whatever you really desire. I mean, you could put in zucchini. You could put in squash. You could put in and cut up just regular onions. And believe it or not, the flavor of these are just absolutely wonderful in all of this. So, I got chicken breast cooking here. I'm going to remove it around. I'm going to give you an idea in just a moment here. And we're going to flip these, and I'm going to show you the textureness and the browning of the chicken here in just a moment. So let's kind of turn the attention here towards the babies. And as you see, they're going to cook. Let them cook. Give it a few minutes. I'm going to turn this around here in just a few minutes, and you're going to see. So, as I'm doing this, make sure you evenly cook it. So, if you need to turn the plate a little bit, you got it. Now, I have that on medium heat. I'm going to turn it up a little higher. One of the things that I like to do is add onion to the mixture right at the very beginning. Now, it cooks in, it gives it some flavor. It does a really good job. Now, you're going to be wondering, why did he add onion first? Well, as you can hear it sizzling, it cooks in with a little bit of the flavor, which is even more wonderful. And I like to add a little bit of the Parmesan and garlic. Now, this is a 4-in-1 kind of herb seasoning that I pick up. Generally, you can buy these at any local convenience store, local grocery mart. You can also go to a place like Aldi's or Walmart, Target, whatever it may be. I'm not promoting any of that, but I like the brand that they have. It's called Stone Mill. And generally, I like to sprinkle any seasoning. I wait till the end. Because when you're cooking anything, that flavor can cook off. So you kind of want to wait till the end to put any of that seasoning on. You'll see why in a few minutes as we get into this. Now, I'm going to turn it back to the chicken. As you see, it's cooking very well. Let's flip it. Let's get that chicken. It's starting to brown really nicely. Excellent. You see that the butter this butter that was in here, it is it's picked up. So I'm adding just a tiny smidge of oil, and it's cooking. Now, I'm going to give this about another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to remove the chicken. I'm going to put it on the cutting board, and I'm going to let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes while I cook the onions and the mushrooms and add the marsala wine. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to add some chicken stock. Now, if you like a thicker sauce, you can always use a little bit of cornstarch and hot water mixed together. That is in French cuisine, they call that a slurry. A slurry can be used to thicken up any sauce. It can be used for this dish right here, depending on the consistency that you want. If you want a little bit thicker of a sauce to go over this, you can have it. Now, I cook for 5 kids. I have twins. My fiance has twins and a young one. The youngest one is very picky. She's the only one who will eat chicken by itself. Don't worry, all the others do as well. So if you're cooking for 5 kids, it's always a lot of fun. So we're almost done with this chicken here being cooked off a little bit. We're going to give it about another minute or so. And as we get into this, let me show you the consistency. If you can see that browning, that golden brown texture is what we want. Dip it in an egg, put it in the flour, get the olive oil, get the butter, let it cook. Don't want to use canola oil because you're cooking with onions and mushrooms and great other things as well with the wine. So once we get this browned enough, we're going to take this off and put it on the cutting board. And we're going to let that rest for about 2 minutes. A few minutes. All right, excellent. So, now here comes the fun part. As you see, the caramelization of these onions turned out really well. We're going to add more onions. Get them all in there. We're going to add some green onion. Just for a little bit of color, we're going to add the mushrooms. So, as you see, it's gotten really brown really quick. So we're going to add, the next step of this, we are going to add some marsala wine to this. You can also add chicken stock first, or you can add the marsala wine. I like to add the marsala wine because you can get that flavor engulfed and everything. Oh, buddy. Look at that fire. See that? It's cooking right off. Now, if my fiance saw me with this right now and this fire heading up, she'd be going nuts over this. So we're going to keep that to ourselves right now. Now, as the fire dwindles down, you see how the look at that. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Now, we're going to put in the chicken stock. As you see, it got a little bit cooked. Now, I generally have 2 cups. I'm only going to need about a cup worth, cup and a half of this chicken stock. And as you see, it's already working its way. It's getting thickened already. Now, one of the wonderful things about this dish is that you can add more wine, or you can add some cream to it. You can add heavy cream. You could add just a little bit of milk. I'm going to add a little bit of water. A little bit of Marsala wine, excuse me. Now, I didn't use much of the Marsala wine here. For all intents and purposes, I used about a cup and a half. And I used about a cup and a half of chicken stock. You can use regular chicken stock at the store. You can use chicken stock that you can make. Luckily, I had chicken stock right from chicken. You boil water and have the chicken inside, and then it makes its own flavorful stock. Now, we're going to stir this up. As you see, the mushrooms are already cooking. I have that wonderful onion in there that's already glazed. The juices are cooking down. Everything's starting to come together here. So we're going to take about a minute here and let that cook off. Now, we're going to add chicken back to this dish. So the chicken can cook inside the sauce. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment. I just wanted to make sure I move the camera. As you see, it's cooking. Now, we're going to give that just a few minutes to cook here. So we're continuing on with this wonderful dish, chicken marsala. And what we're doing here we're going to add a tiny bit of heavy cream. So we have that in the mixture here to be able to stir it up a little bit. Now it's getting a nice consistency and glaze. Like I said earlier, you can add a little bit of cornstarch to this to make it thicker. The wonderful part about it is that it automatically thickens up as this dish heats up. And as you can see, it's going to be good. I like to add the seasoning at the end. So I add some garlic and Parmesan to this mixture. Why? Because when you add the seasoning at the very beginning, like I said, it doesn't really take, it can cook off. You have a lot of ingredients on here. Add a little bit of garlic instead also. Now, I don't normally add salt or pepper to a dish. If you choose to do that, that's for your individual personal taste. I'm not going to tell you, hey, I'm going to put salt and pepper in the dish and you're going to like it. But, hey, you can do what you want. So now I'm turning these breasts around just real quick. And I want to get a good glaze here before I get a picture of this. Thank you for taking the time to watch this wonderful video on chicken marsala. I'd like to say thank you to the Sage program to allow us to get this video to you. I hope you've enjoyed, and you probably have had chicken marsala in your lifetime. But if you'd like to have that dish, you can ask your senior community dietitian or whoever the preparers may be that will help assist you in having such a wonderful meal. Thank you. I look forward to hopefully meeting you all, and have a great week.
All right. Well, thank you, Franko. I don't know about you, but I'm going out with some of my Rotary buddies tonight to a bar, to a brewery, and I'll be having some beer with maybe a chicken sandwich, but certainly not a chicken marsala dish like that. So after Andrea got done singing, I wanted a glass of wine, and then my mouth was watering with Franko's dish as well. Franko has much more where that came from. So, I hope you enjoyed those two segments. So what I have on the screen now are two QR codes. They're actually can be scanned by your camera, even if you're watching the replay. And it's the materials for Inez Delgado's program on Friday. So I'll give you a second. Get your camera. One is the PDF and one is a Word document. I think the Word document, obviously, you have a better chance of filling it in yourself, but you can print either one out and use it with your residents. You're going to find the program and the thought that she put into the program was quite amazing because she's just not playing a violin. She's creating an experience that I think you're going to love. So take a picture of those QR codes right there. And then I'm going to switch to another set of QR codes. All right. So these are very important for me personally for Sage Stream. The first one is a survey. So if you take a picture of that, it's a survey. It was developed with in conjunction with Second Wind Dreams in Atlanta and Music for Dementia in the UK. So it's actually a clinically validated survey to see how we're doing and how we're moving the needle and how we're engaging your residents. So please take a picture of that, and that would be very helpful. And the bottom one right here, I'm still trying to figure out what hand goes in what direction because I'm looking at myself backwards on a monitor. There, I finally got it. There we go. That one, it goes to a song list of my own because if you know anything about me, I'm a healthcare professional, but a lifelong musician who has toured all over and been to Nashville to record, have won songwriting awards, and I've been doing that longer than anything else. But my healthcare career turned from hospital to elder care and senior care when I gave up all the nightclubs and the bands and started going into senior care communities and entertaining, and it changed my life, as we all have our story of how we got into this. Later on, I became a caregiver and got involved in those issues. So take a picture of the QR code on the top for our survey, the QR code on the bottom for my song list, because on July 2nd at 2 o'clock, I will wrap these 2 weeks up with a performance of my own. I will honor as many requests that come through, and if none come through, I will do my June program where every song has something to do with the month of June, except you won't know it. That'll spill over into July since we're kind of in July 2nd there. And of course, time for the 4th of July. So with that, I will bid you adieu for today. Tomorrow, we have Glenn Bassett, and he does Tea Time Tunes, a fabulous program that he created during COVID in the UK that serves a very specific purpose, and he'll talk to you about that. See you tomorrow, everybody.